right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, just as always, all praises, honor, and glory be unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakak, Dash, which is the Paleo Hebrew for the name of the Heavenly Father, the Ancient of Days, the Creator of all energy, being Yahweh, and that of His Son, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus, being Yahweh Shai. Those be the only names in which salvation may be obtained, whether you've been given the Spirit to receive that knowledge or not. I'd like to give double honors unto the elders and the apostles at GMS Great Millstone, who have taught me this truth of the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai, who do rule well today. And peace, love, blessing, salutations be unto the elect of the nation of Israel, beginning with 144,000 prophets, all the way down to the remaining elect of our nation, prophesied to come out of the lies and the deceits of this world, and return us the knowledge and the identity of who we truly are, man. All right? We'll go ahead and grab a quick precept. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 16, chapter 17 and verse 4. This is, "And thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in a land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger which shall burn forever." You see, so according to the prophecies, our people, you see, would forget who they were. They would lose their heritage. They would be scattered into all these nations, and the base of man would bear rule, man. Job 9 and 24, "The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?" You see, so the earth has been translated into the hand of the wicked, and that's why we see it in the condition that it is in, man. And you see us in the low condition and a state that we are in, man. You see, chasing after everything that results in death, which was given to us by this oppressor, man. This black and this brown culture given to us as our culture, man, which again results in death, man. Adultery, broken households, sodomy, killing one another, man. You see, all this has been done beginning with the base of man ruling over us, man. All right, so now in our return, you see, it's a straight and narrow walk, man. It's a heavy walk back from such a low, gone condition, man. Let me go ahead and grab a precept here. This is the book of Second Esdras, out of the Apocrypha here. You see, we're dealing with the Apocrypha, which, you know, some of these new editions of the Bible don't have the Apocrypha, man. You see, which kind of leads us into the lesson, chewing up the meat and spitting out the bone. All right, because at the end of the day, man, you need to do the diligence to make the calling of your election sure. With this heavy return, this heavy walk back that we have from such a low estate, man, there's a lot of bugged out doctrines and philosophies out there that Jake is cleaving to, man. All right, so you gotta truly examine what it is that you're taking heed to, man. All right, because there's a lot of filth and folly out there set up. This is Second Esdras chapter 7, and let's see, verse 3. It says, "And I said, Speak on, my God. Then said he unto me, The sea is set in a wide place, that it might be deep and great, but put the case, the entrance were narrow like a river. Who then could go into the sea and look upon it to rule it, if he never go through the narrow? How could he come into the broad? There is another thing. A city is builded upon a broad field, and it is full of good things," representing the kingdom. You see, there's this broad, lake that we just read about. This city now that is using it in the analogy. Verse 7: "The entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there was a fire on the right hand, and on the left hand deep water." So no matter where you go, you see there's danger of death, man. So you need to be on your P's and Q's, walking straight, you see. Verse 8, it says, "And one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could be but one man that goeth at once. In this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance. If he ever shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? Right? So if you never pass through that danger, then you won't receive the inheritance, man. You see, and that's what this is, man. It's a straight walk. You see, a straight walk where you have many, things to cause you to be detoured from that walk, man. All these different doctrines coming out and these different, new breakdowns of things. You see, I like to think of this truth as a funnel, man. You see that you got all these different camps out there, and most of them they'll teach you, about the Israelites or whatever the case may be, or even whatever doctrine is out there, Christianity, whatever sect of Christianity it's from, man. The elect are gonna be brought through this funnel until they get on this straight and narrow path, man. Which is why you got to be on your P's and Q's. You got to truly examine what it is you're taking heed to. Like I said, and that's kind of what stirred up this lesson, man. I got this book. It's called The Dogma of Hell, and Lord willing, I'll probably maybe go into it tomorrow, a bit on the live stream or something. But basically it's just Esau trying to support the theory of that hell doctrine, man. You see? So it's Esau coming out trying to support it with everything that he is, because after all this time, man, Esau should be able to come up with solid evidence, man. Solid breakdowns, you see? And so far what I've read in this book, there are no breakdowns. It's simply just opinions. You see? Opinions and things of that nature. So like I said, Lord willing, we'll go into it, but these are the things that people will just start taking these things and reading them. And now you just took this doctrine to bleed into this doctrine, and now you just have some bugged out theory, man. All right, so you always gotta be examining what it is you're taking heed to, man. But let me go ahead. Let's go ahead and jump into this lesson here. This is the book of Matthew, chapter chapter 15? I think it's chapter 15. It's Matthew chapter 15 and verse 1. It says, Then came to Yahushua the scribes and Pharisees, which were in Jerusalem, saying, Why do thy disciples transgress the tradition of the elders? For they wash not their hands when they eat bread. So, these men were coming up to Yahushua and they were trying to cut him, according to this belief, I guess, man, that you need to wash your hands before you eat. You see. So going on verse 3, it says, But he answered and said unto them, Why do you also transgress the commandment of God by your tradition? So now Yahushua turned around. He's like, man, he's like, I may have transgressed, a simple, I guess, some manners or etiquette of the world, but you are transgressing the Most High's law. You see? You are transgressing the Heavenly Father's law. Okay? Going on, it says, For God commanded, saying, Honor your father and your mother, and he that curseth father or mother, let him die the death. You see? So now he's going into detail. Because what did he say? By your tradition. So by their tradition, something that they do traditionally, these scribes and these Pharisees, okay, they would do something that would cause them to transgress the Most High's commandment. You see, now, what they're listening to is what the commandments, the doctrines of men. All right, now, if they were really able, to pick up this thing and diligently search out the things that they're cleaving onto, then they would realize this, man. But instead, they've been led just to follow man, and that's the entire way of this world, man. You see, you got even these atheists, might talk, oh, that's a man's book, man. What book are you reading? You're reading a man's, but all these people in this world follow men. You see, they follow the flesh. You see, if you aren't of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, you are a man pleaser. You see, what are you doing? You're over there. You're chasing after your pseudoscience or whatever the case may be. You're caught up into Christianity, which Christianity, that would be a traditional organization, man. That don't have nothing to do with the Bible, because they do many things that cause them to err from the Most High's law. In fact, they teach you that the law is done away with, man. When the scriptures tell you that sin is the transgression of the law, 1 John 3 and 4. So the act of sinning is breaking the law. And that's why Yahweh Shai is checking them on this, man. You people are actually sinning against the Most High by your tradition, man. So a lot of these doctrines and stuff out here, man, you see, you just got to learn how to spit out the bone. Because even this book, like I said, I'm going through, there might be something in there that, might be found edifying. And in fact, there is. The comedy, almost, it's almost funny, you see, how this world has been so blinded by Esau and by the fear that he's put in the flesh, right? To chase after Christianity and to believe in this dogma of both Christianity and hell, man. Because going into this book, man, they're top scholars. You see, Esau's, they're learned men who are going into history, who are going into whatever, man. All I'm seeing is opinions, man. You're not seeing any scriptures where they're truly going into things, man. But they have the whole world chasing it. I mean, they had me believing it as a child, man. And that's how they get you. They even the book on it, goes into how, it shows how they use fear as a motivator and a tactic to drive you in, which fear is the beginning of wisdom, man. But the fear is of the Most High, you see, not because of what men are teaching you, man. The men are going to come up and try to cause you to cleave unto their doctrines, whatever the case may be, and they may use fear.